You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Almost forgot to start recording. I also wanted to take this opportunity to kind of get to people who are here now. And first of all, I want to thank for those who are over on Twitch. I know you guys are there. I've seen you in the global chat, which is working now. So let's turn it on here. There we go. Global chat's working today. Look at the happy bastard. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to go over all the YouTube stuff. We're going to go over the changes coming on December 10th, the changes coming on January, the effects that went in today, surprisingly, which I thought was a little taken back by that. Those of you who've been on The Nation and on my Facebook page all day, you guys saw me. What's going on, Squib? You guys saw me put up the screenshots. So it's, it's pretty, it's getting real. It's getting real, to say the least. And so now it's Mark Plyer did a video about accounts that were being terminated. A little bit different. It still was a big issue, but that's actually being rectified, to be fair. Watching on both platforms. All right, Squib, thank you. So we're going to get into all this stuff. And there was a video released today by YouTube explaining the COPPA. Wasn't the most encouraging video, if not much clearer than what we already know. A lot of political jargon being put in there to make it sound like it's a little bit better. And then to those other content creators, my fellow content creators, some buddies, people I've interacted with, some of you guys know, people I've spoken to the last couple of days, who are curious, a little concerned. I can't sit here and give anyone advice. That's the first thing I want to make people know right now. I'm not telling you to go delete your videos. I don't actually suggest that at this point. I think it's too soon for that. My best advice I can give any content creator, doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter how big or small you are, come up with a contingency plan. That's the best advice I can give. So let's start off with this video. I want you guys to see this. It's not a long video. It's about 6 minutes long, and it's one of the YouTube content creator channel. It's a YouTube employee essentially, and she kind of goes over the COPPA or COPPA, I guess, however way you want to pronounce it. And we'll take a look at that real quick. Now I'm gonna talk about this throughout the video, so we're not gonna watch it. We're gonna watch the whole thing, but as we go through it, I'm gonna stop and highlight some of the things she's saying that I think are questionable and should be of note. All right, here we go. All right.
If you create content for YouTube, this video is very important to
What's going
watch
on, Darnell?
as it describes changes to the upload process, all of your existing videos.
Now, just to make it clear real quick, this is about the FTC law that's being implemented on January 1st. All right, this is not about the YouTube terms of service change. We'll get into that next. This is the biggie. This is the COPPA Act, the COPPA law, and how it's going to affect YouTube going forward.
Videos and potentially your monetization. Hi, I'm Lauren, and I'm the head of family partnerships here at YouTube. I'm going to go through important new requirements for all videos that you should take action on as soon as possible. I'll provide some background on what's happening, walk you through a new audience setting in YouTube Studio and how to use it, and then answer some questions you might have about this update.
Yeah, she doesn't answer any questions.
Back in September, we shared the steps we're taking to address a recent settlement with the U.S. Federal Trade Commission that will help creators comply with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, known as COPPA, and other applicable laws. In order to help you comply with the law, we're now required to ask you to mark all of your videos as made for kids or not. You know your videos and audience best, so we've launched a new audience setting that lets you tell us if your videos are made for kids or not. In addition to this setting, we'll use machine learning systems to help us find content that is clearly made for kids. But don't rely on our systems to set content for you. Like all automated systems, it's not perfect. If you don't set your audience, or if we detect error or abuse, we may set your audience for you. But in most cases, we'll rely on your audience setting to determine whether a video is made for kids.
All right, so very important, first thing. If you don't go in and change the settings now, YouTube is going to do it for you. So they're going to use their infamous algorithms and machines to determine whether your content is related for kids or not. So if nothing else, at least go in there and take control yourself as to who you want your videos geared towards before they decide for you, because I'm pretty sure that'll be a bad idea.
There are two ways to set your audience, at the channel level or at the video level. If you know that your whole library of videos is made for kids or not made for kids, you can set your audience at the channel level. To do so, go to Settings in YouTube Studio, then the Channel tab, then Advanced Settings, and from there, go to the Audience section and choose an option that best describes your channel. Doing this at the channel level will apply to all of your older videos too. So we encourage you to set your audience at the channel level as a first step. From there, if some of your videos don't align with your channel level setting, you can mark your audience at the video level. To mark your older videos as made for kids or not, go to the Videos tab in YouTube Studio, select which videos you'd like to edit.
Essentially, what she's saying here is that you could either go and switch your whole channel on to not suitable for kids or suitable for kids, or you can do it by video, which obviously by video is a bigger headache if you're an older content creator that has hundreds, or even like me, I have 1,300 videos on my channel. So obviously I went into the settings and I changed everything for the channel not to be geared towards children, because it's not, even though Godzilla is very kid friendly.
And go to Audience. You'll also be prompted to answer this question every time you upload a new video. On the Details tab on the video upload page, scroll to Audience and choose the option that best describes your video. Note that if you've already set your audience at the channel level, this will be automatically selected for you. But make sure to choose the option that makes the most sense for that specific video. Again, it's incredibly important that you take these steps to set your audience accurately. Now we realize this is a big change, so let's dive into some questions you may have. What's considered made for kids content?
This is the part that's so
Per
vague.
the FTC's guidance under COPPA, when deciding whether or not your channel or video is made for kids, you should think about factors like the subject matter of your video, whether children are your intended audience
The subject matter is so vague. That is, I mean, you can't get any more vague than that.
for the video, whether the video includes child actors or models, whether the video includes characters, celebrities, or toys that appeal to children, including animated characters or cartoon figures, whether the language of the video is intended for children to understand, whether the video includes activities that appeal to children, such as play acting, simple songs or games, or early education, whether the video includes songs, stories, or poems that appeal to children, and any other information you may have to help determine your video's audience. Ultimately, we can't provide legal advice, so we're unable to confirm whether or not your content is made for kids. That decision is up to you, taking into consideration these factors. But we want to help you follow the law as much as we can. Check out our help center and talk to a lawyer if you're still unsure whether or not your content.
Talk to a lawyer. Talk to a lawyer. I mean, do they really expect every content creator to go out and hire a lawyer to review their content to see if it follows FTC guidelines? I mean, really?
Content should be marked as made for kids. How old is a kid? The age of a kid in the US is
Now listen to this part. This is the part that I was like, oh, fuck this. Listen very carefully to this part.
defined as anyone under 13. But the age of a child may be higher in other countries. So you'll need to consider the factors we just went through that apply to COPPA, in addition to any applicable local laws regarding children. Note that regardless of where you're based, COPPA generally applies.
Regardless of where you're based, COPPA generally applies. So if you're a content creator outside of the US, or if you're a US content creator who has viewers from a different country, now you're dealing with potentially intertwining laws. So how does this affect your channel if you have a pretty solid following outside of the United States? Or if you're based in England, now you have to adhere to not only whatever laws in England, but you have to take into consideration the COPPA law. And on top of that, the age of consent in other countries is different. So even though the age of consent here is 13 and over, another country might have consent that's 16 and over, which means anyone under the age of 16 in that country, it falls under not only the COPPA law, but whatever laws they apply. I mean, this is a mess. It's a complete mess.
Be sure to consult a lawyer if you have questions. If you set your content as made for kids, what does this mean for your channel? We will start limiting the data we collect on made for kids content to comply with the law. Because of this, videos that you mark as made for kids will be treated differently on YouTube. Some features like comments will no longer be available. Most importantly,
now this part is interesting because I didn't actually know this part until I saw this video. But all those regular features that content creators use, you know, obviously the comment section, likes, dislikes, all that kind of stuff, check this out.
Those videos won't show personalized ads, so some creators may see a decrease in revenue.
A decrease.
What other features will no longer be available if I set my content as made for kids? Starting in January, if you mark a specific video as made for kids, features like comments, personalized advertising, info cards, end screens, and more won't be available on individual videos. If your entire channel is set as made for kids, your videos won't have any of those features. Your channel also won't have stories, the community tab, the notification bell, and your viewers won't be able to save to watch later or save to playlist. Keep in mind that these restrictions are to follow the law. For a full list of restricted features, visit our help center. What happens if YouTube's systems say my video is made for kids, but I disagree?
So if you mark your video or videos as kid-friendly, basically all those extra social tools that you would use to expand your audience are not usable. They're you can't use them. So that's great.
Can I appeal? If you've not yet set your audience for your video, and YouTube has set it for you to comply with legal obligations, you can choose the option that you believe is correct for this video. If you've already set your audience for your video, and we detect error or abuse, you still have the option to use the Send Feedback button if you disagree. You can find this in your video's details tab in YouTube Studio.
Now, send feedback. So if you're a content creator, you already know what it's like to try and reach YouTube when there's an issue. You send an email, or you send maybe a tweet, or whatever the case may be. The chances of hearing from them, and then hearing from them in a manner, especially if you're a small channel, forget if you're a big channel. If you're a small channel, forget it. So based on history and based on experience, how reliable is the appeal system going to be for a content creator if they run into a problem? I'll give you an example. Somebody mentioned Mark Pyler, right? And the video he made. Well, he made a follow-up video where he spoke to basically I think it was the CEO of YouTube. I forget her name. And she gave him her personal number to contact him to fix issues, stuff like that. And look, that's great. That's fantastic service. If you have 25 million plus subscribers. Do you see anybody with 19,000 subscribers getting that kind of service? Or even 500,000 subscribers getting that service? Yep.
What happens if I mark my video's audience incorrectly? If you don't set your content appropriately, this may result in compliance issues for you under COPPA and other laws. And if we find that you're
Funny she doesn't mention the fine, but the fine is real.
You're abusing our systems and intentionally marking your videos incorrectly, this may result in consequences for your channel or videos. We know this won't be easy for some creators, and that this required change is going to take some getting used to. But these are important steps to ensure compliance with the law. We're committed to helping you prepare for this transition. So if you'd like to learn more about this new setting, be sure to check out our help center. Thank you for watching.
Yeah. So not very comforting. It doesn't make things any better. especially some of the other information that I had no idea about going into this. For example, the fact that you have to also take into consideration viewers outside of the United States, and that even those viewers, they're still you still have to take into consideration for viewers outside of the United States. You still have to take into consideration the FTC law. It's a mess. Then those who do mark their channel appropriate for kids will lose all the social tools to expand their growth, and also lose up to 90% of their revenue from monetization. This is a bad deal. And she didn't mention the fine. She said consequences, which, they're not the one who dishes out the fine, so there's no need for her to mention it. It's the FTC that's going to dish it out. So between the FTC and their contractors monitoring YouTube videos, and then YouTube using their genius machine thinking to monitor these videos, I cannot see how this does not become a big problem going forward next year. I don't. Now, to add fuel to the fire, on December 10th, there is a terms of service change going into effect. If you're a content creator, you should have gotten an email this week or last week talking about these upcoming changes in December. To break it down and make it simple, there are two things essentially to take away from this change. Number one is the issue of using other content within your content. And it looks like they're going to be cracking down harder on that, from not only obviously demonetizing those videos, which doesn't matter, they get copyright claimed anyway, for at least most people, to just outright demonetizing your whole channel altogether. So videos that require other content, one of the ones you can first think about is like reaction videos. Those have to really start to monitor how they do reactions. They might have to switch from going to reaction videos to going to reviewing the trailer or whatever, instead of filming a reaction with the trailer footage on it. The other problem with this term of service change is that, and it's funny because YouTube tried to kind of deliver this blow a little bit lighter on Twitter earlier today, but essentially YouTube has the right to completely take away your channel or delete your channel if they deem that the channel is not making enough revenue to benefit the platform. Now, they were saying, oh, this has always been in there, but you've never noticed it. I'm pretty sure somebody would have noticed that. But the problem with it, and I'm not saying this is going to happen to people. I don't want people to get scared. I don't think it would happen to me. I don't think it would happen to other content creators. But what makes that uncomfortable is that choice is at the discretion of YouTube. And furthermore, how do you know if your channel gets deleted because you're not providing enough revenue for YouTube? Then how do I know that a channel that's possibly smaller than me and maybe making less revenue, that's still up on the platform, there's no way to compare or contrast for us on the content side? It's basically YouTube makes a decision and you're done. I mean, these are not changes that are worth what's going on, Zitherian from Mixer? These are not changes that benefit the creators. These changes are putting more pressure on the creator. They're putting more pressure on the viewers. And basically, this is going to be like a full-time job before you even ever get to upload a video. You have to take into mind the content you're filming. You have to take into mind and take into account the language you're using. And then when you upload it, you have to make a decision as to whether or not it is geared towards kids or not. And most people are not going to gear it towards kids because they're going to lose their ad revenue. And now that becomes a gamble. Because if kids start, and because there's demographics for this, I can go into my analytics and grab demographics easily. If kids are watching your video and you don't have it marked as appropriate for kids, that opens up your video to personalized advertisements, which is not what the FTC wants played in front of children. So if children are flooding your video for some odd reason, then you stand to be fined $42,000. The catch to that is if you do tag it for kids, you're losing ad revenue. It's a double-edged sword. And overall, the problem is that this is a gamble. This essentially becomes Russian roulette with your content. You never know which video is, and I know there's people out there, they're focusing on profitability and their ad partners, which is why, there's a lot of things going on behind this. And the problem is that you're rolling the dice. You're gambling. And people will have to make a decision whether the gamble is worth it or not. Now, again, I'm not recommending people take down your videos. I'm not recommending people go and delete. I don't want to do that because people work very hard in their content. Because I've had quite a few people asking me that. Other content creators. I've spoken to Preston. I spoke to Alyssa. Was talking on my E.T.N page, and a couple of other people. Don't delete your videos. Not yet. But at least I would consider heavily monitoring some of your older videos and making a decision. I'm not telling people to leave the platform. I'm not going to 100% leave the platform, but you're going to see a major change in my videos going forward. I can say that. You'll see a major change in my videos going forward. Yeah, and I mean that's why Kaiju, I was saying in my other video, I think this is going to hurt larger content creators more than anything, because larger content creators have been around for a while. They're already accustomed to a certain income revenue stream and things of that nature. So this has the potential to destroy a larger channel to a great deal. Now, the benefit of being a smaller channel is you can still reinvent yourself other places. And this is the thing too. And I kind of want to say this in general, not really to anybody here, because you guys are all very supportive. You've proven that over months and months and years. But as a viewer, if you want this platform to improve, if you want to see YouTube at least at some point go back to its old form, I think viewers need to learn how to let go. When I say let go of the platform. It's hard to switch over to a different platform. If you're a viewer, you're comfortable here, you're accustomed to the interface. There may be some other platforms you don't like because maybe you're not used to them. What's going on? Zitherian, you're on D Live now, switching up. There you go. And but that's the only way things are going to change here. If YouTube makes all these crazy changes, but people stay around, what's motivating them to come out and start selling out for their content creators? I'm leaving. Period. I have no problem doing that because, number one, I'm relatively small. I can always reinvent myself on a different platform. Number two, even though I've made attempts and I would like to do something like this full time, I know that the reality of it is that that's slim to none. So that's why they say never quit your day job. But I'm not staying here. It's just too much of a gamble now. I'm not staying. I will keep the channel open. I will attempt to keep all my videos up. And I will continue to upload very simple content. When I say simple is if I do a podcast or if I do a live stream, I'll strip highlights from that and I put it up on the channel, and that's that. I'm not going to do anything crazy. Yeah, it's not worth risking a $42,000 fine, or, what if I decide, I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to try and grow somewhere else. I stay here and 3-4 months in, they decide to delete my channel. Now all the videos I ever had up and all the content I created on this one platform is gone. And because I didn't do a backup plan, Now I really got to start from scratch. At least with this transition, you guys are knowing it's coming, and some of you will at least come over to kind of help me set the foundation for a different version of E.T.N. You know what I mean? But if I just stay here and I get deleted, then it's literally starting from scratch. At least I can transition now. At least I can take these next 2 months to start to transition the channel into Podbean and into Twitch and whatever other platform I want to go. Zetherian's everywhere. Thank you, Zetherian. I appreciate that. YouTube is censoring and demonetizing slightly edgy content creators, but at the same time promoting violence, pornography, pedophilia, due to tags such as news, education, or art. Yeah. I do think that a lot of these changes have to do with more of a bigger scale on the political level, because this has been a big problem in politics right now, is Silicon Valley kind of using their big platforms to kind of determine where sort of the political landscape is. So for that reason, ultimately, yeah, this may not affect anyone like me or, any of the other content creators you like to watch. Yeah, I see that, Zetherian. But it's still not worth the gamble for me. It's not. I don't think you should 100% leave YouTube. I still think people should keep their channel. I still think people should upload to their channel. But I think some people should start to try and build elsewhere. And I think viewers should try and leave the platform as well. That's the only way things change. We see this all the time. Every time there's a new adpocalypse, people talk about YouTube being dead. YouTube's never going to die unless the content creators and the viewers leave. So, and that's tough to do, especially if you're a large channel. The idea of leaving to a new platform and trying to carry over your audience is, especially if you have 25 million subscribers, you walk away, you get maybe, a couple 100,000 of them to go with you. That's a huge dip. Me, on the other hand, I can live with, 19,500 of my subs staying here and 400 people coming over. I can live with that. I'm okay with that. I've already been building a following on Twitch, and I'll do it again. I'll always be around one way or the other, big or small. So, but for those of you who are curious, that's basically the gist of it. It's it's not a pretty deal. I do think there are some people who are not taking it seriously enough, because the potential is always there, and that's the problem. The potential is always there. There's no guarantees. There is no clear-cut answer. There never is. And on top of that, now the stakes are higher in terms of the kind of consequences you face. It's one thing if you get a copyright strike. You can come back from that in 6 months. You get a copyright claim, you get rid of the video, or you live without the monetization. No big deal. I got plenty of videos I leave up on my channel that are copyright claimed that I made for fun. It doesn't matter if I make the money or not. For example, the troll video with the whole Godzilla versus Kong trailer. That thing was copyright claimed from the outset. It's got almost 8,000 views now. Someone else is making that. I'm not, but it's funny. It's fun, and everybody liked it, with the exception of a couple of people who were a little tight. And it's not, and just to be clear, just to be fair, it's not YouTube finding people. It's the FTC. It's the government. Is there a way to fix the delay between chat and stream on Twitch, like on YouTube? Yeah, there is. I just haven't done it yet, Mike. Sorry about that. That's got to get situated this week since we have the stream on Twitch on Friday. Also, would you rather I watch you on Mixer, YouTube, or whichever one you like? Whichever one you like. Did YouTube really throw out the cliche not economically viable? Yeah. Yep. It's jargon, man. It's all jargon. It's just, that's what it is. It's to make it sound better than it actually is. I hate that language, that kind of political jargon that people use or companies use or politics use, because you can easily see right through that shit, but they don't seem to care. Now my eyes don't burn. Yeah, Twitch's interface is pretty good. Can they just do this change without punishing any content creators? Just make YouTube for adults and YouTube for kids? Well, that's the thing. They have YouTube for kids, but apparently that's not enough. So no, I think YouTube for kids is Pornhub. YouTube for adults is Pornhub. You know, there's your YouTube for adults. Yeah, it's a big mess. So in terms of what's gonna happen here is I'll put my channel on hibernation. So you set your channel for kids, get demonetized, and you get fined if YouTube disagrees it's not safe for kids. Then set the channel not for kids, and you can still, yeah, it's exactly what it is. It's a double-edged sword. It's exactly what it is. It's a big mess. It's a big mess. I don't think this one's gonna play out as well as some of the ones in the past, and even those didn't play out that great. You know, yeah, you know, between the terms of service and the COPPA law. Yeah, it's time to move on, you know? And I hope people do. I hope a lot of people move on, because the only way YouTube is going to get better for content creators and for viewers is if they have stiff competition. That's the only way it's going to happen. These policies are toxic and destructive to everything YouTube was intended to be. YouTube, not MoneyTube. Yeah? Yeah.
Jim Gillentine tipped $1. For some reason the live stream is blocked on my main account, so I'm here as a guest. Love to you, brother.
That's weird. That is weird. Sorry about that, Jim. I don't know why that would happen. Thank you for the donation and the kind words. So, yeah, so that's basically it in a nutshell. You know, those are all the policy changes. And to give you some screenshot of what I got today in terms of this was the other thing that got me kind of surprised. Like, I saw these and I was like, wait a minute, they're doing this now? They're, you know, I mean, obviously I guess they got to get it started. But this was the first screenshot I got. This was the first thing that I saw this morning, shortly after I uploaded my Mandalorian review. This little, let me zoom in so you guys can see it. This, not everybody's gotten this yet, but you will. Right here, up here. You are legally required to comply with Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, COPPA, and or the laws. You're required to tell us if your videos are made for kids. Use the new YouTube Studio, learn more. And then the other the other notification I got once I, you know, went through this and I went to the studio. And then I got this one right here. And then I set it to, this channel is not made for kids. I never upload content that's made for kids. And I guess that's debatable. You know, we'll see. How, you know, is Godzilla considered for kids? I would be willing to bet it is. You know? But also the flip side to this is even regular content creators, you're going to see a loss in revenue, because if now you have to click this, if there were kids that were watching your videos and your videos are more generalized, they're not offensive, there's no swearing in it, it might just be a headpiece where you're talking about certain things, or maybe you're doing a game review. But now that young audience that was safe to watch your video, that might have been under the age of 13, now they're not going to get your videos anymore. So even content creators are going to be affected by this once they click this button, because their younger audience is not going to be able to see their videos. Even if their videos are generalized and they set it to not made for kids, but generally their videos are kid-friendly in the sense that they don't curse, that they don't do anything crazy, they're going to lose viewers too. They're going to lose views, which is going to affect their revenue. You know, the more views you get, the more CPM you get and stuff like that. So, you know, it's going to affect everybody. It's not worth the headache, in my opinion. It's just not worth the headache. I'd rather start over, honestly. You know, I could understand if I was doing this full time and I'm losing a lot of money, I'd fight. But honestly, 19,000 subscribers, I mean, I did that in 5 years, and out of those 5 years, I skipped YouTube for what? 2.5, 3 of them? So, I mean,
Tyler Brown tipped $1. Give it to the left side with NY. They want to fight, bring it on. Anything now with Bernie 2020 campaign ads. I'm going to roast their vids. War on YouTube has begun. As for you, Rob, I'm headed to Twitch. Let's go E.T.N to Twitch. The hell with YouTube.
Yeah. But it's really not a left or right thing, Tyler. I mean, the FTC is, that's just the government in general. So you can blame both sides. It's not just exclusive to one side. The only reason this was decided in New York, that's just where the court, the settlement took place. But the FTC represents all of America, not just New York. So, it's messy. Rob has intestinal fortitude. Oh, it's easy for me to make the switch. I don't have a large channel. My channel's small by comparison to the overall YouTube universe. But I'm not going to lie, if I had 1 million or 2 million subs, it'd be very tough for me to make that decision. Because I know that 90% of them are not coming with me. Just like even here, I don't expect a good portion of my channel to move over to Twitch. Not at all. I'm going to have to build a whole new audience. But I also see that as an opportunity, because one thing I've always wanted to do was kind of fall back a little bit on, Twitch can be very fun. I've always wanted to fall back a little bit on the Godzilla content and kind of focus more on other content that I like to do. But it makes it hard when you put in the effort to do a video and you get like 200 views. And I could do all these nice editing and add all this nice stuff, but then I do just a regular headshot video of Godzilla and I get like 3,000 views. You know what I mean? And the minimal effort. So it gives me at least an opportunity to expand my audience to people outside of it. Doesn't mean I'll stop talking about Godzilla. Doesn't mean I won't, but I'm going to kind of bring in the reins and try and make everything equal, I'm still using YouTube because the majority of people I watch is staying on YouTube. Yeah. And that's fine. Like I said, I don't expect anyone else to move over. I have viewers on Twitch already before you guys transition over, which is good. I've gotten a lot of follows in the last couple of months on YouTube. And now it's just time to kind of leverage that platform a little bit more. And I'll still put videos up on YouTube. It just won't be like they used to be. I might take a 10-minute segment from my podcast or my live stream and put it up on YouTube as is. No, nothing crazy. Are you going to post video clips on Twitch? Well, Twitch automatically puts videos up. You could actually, here's a funny thing about Twitch. You could actually cut a clip that you like and it saves on my channel on Twitch. Like if you go to my channel on Twitch right now and you go to the video section, you'll see a section called clips, and you see like Murph did some clips. A couple of other people made clips. So, that's just how it is. Everyone in YouTube chat should come to Twitch chat. Well, I'm gonna do a little promo video at some point this week before Friday. Everybody will have the link to Twitch. Everybody can, and I'll keep promoting it until I probably finalize my move where all my activities there and I just kind of update and upload stuff on YouTube sporadically, which will probably be by the end of this month. I would say by the end of this month, starting in December, I'll likely, you guys will have the link to the podcast, which I'm going to be putting up a lot of podcasts. And the good thing is you can listen to that anywhere. You can listen to it on a mobile phone. You can use Apple iTunes, or I think it's Apple Podcast now. You can listen to it on Podbean. You can listen to it on, I guess, if I want to put it up on Google, Spotify, I believe. There's going to be plenty of places to access my podcast. And, of course, you guys know I'm a link fiend, so I'll link it all over the nation. I'll link it all over Twitter. So it's not going to be hard to find me, that's for sure. And then the live streams will be on all the other platforms. I'm not sure if I'm going to live stream on YouTube anymore. Not 100% sure on that. I might and just delete the streams when they're done so they don't stay on the channel and affect it, you know? So how do we get notice when Twitch stream is being broadcast? Well, I usually link it on Twitter and Facebook. If you are a follower, if you select to follow, it gives you an option to be notified when I go live. So there is a notification there as well. And that one actually works. That one actually works. So, Jobby Jabber. Discord. Yep. I'm going to have to start an official Discord. I know there is a Discord, but I'm going to have to start a separate Discord that is official, like official. So there'll be 2 official Discords. There's an official E.T.N fan Discord right now, and then I'm going to make a Discord. So there'll be 2 Discords. So the fan Discord will kind of be like the Facebook Nation page, and then the E.T.N Discord will be like my Facebook E.T.N page. I'll basically run it like that. And my global chat froze again. Yeah. It's shitty. Did you guys see the weird deleted scene with Tony and Morgan? Anthony Jordan.
Anthony Jordan tipped $1. It was fun while it lasted. Screw you, YouTube.
Yeah. It's not over. It's just there has to be a change. Change is tough. It's not over. You could stay on YouTube and still watch my content. It's just going to be delivered differently. That's all. And I'm going to try and see if, you know, if I can live there on YouTube, if I can still last there, if there's, you know, but I can't take too many chances. Whether or not I'm going to delete all my videos, I don't know yet, man. The idea of doing that does not make me happy, but if I got to make a fresh start by deleting all the videos and then starting with this new round of videos that I'm going to be implementing, then so be it. But I haven't made that decision yet. 20 viewers on Twitch. What up, Twitch? You guys have almost as many viewers as you do over here on YouTube. Slapcrack Supreme. Books, radio, television have all had regulations put on them. The government is just catching up to the internet. It won't be just for YouTube long. Hang in there. Yeah, I'm just going to try and jump. If I got to keep jumping, I jump. This is why I think podcasting is probably the safest bet. That seems to be the one thing people are doing that's not really affected by this kind of crap. Because most of it's audio. It's not visual. So there's not as many... it's not as many... what's the word I'm looking for? I forget the word. I will be providing the links to Twitch on the Nation Facebook as well. The Nation. You know the Nation, Brian. You know. You used to be in there. Don't play dumb. Ultra Instinct Anger is Kill YouTube. E.T.N. The Nation. Keystone. What? Is that supposed to say restaurant? YouTube is already killing itself. Let's kill them harder. YouTubers are big, have plenty of videos. Would the fine affect them? They have over 1 million videos at least. It's going to affect some of them. Someone's going to get hit with a fine big. That's going to be the wake-up call, I think, for a lot of people. When something's going to happen next year, one or a small cluster or a handful of people are going to get smacked with a fine. And I'm telling you right there, that's going to be the wake-up call. Fuck YouTube in the gay hole. You can still kill on Twitch. You can't say kill on Twitch. It's against terms of service. I would rather you abandon YouTube altogether and start fresh rather than continue using YouTube in small doses and still be hit with a fine. Yeah, that's another thing. I think the reason I want to do that, at least maybe till the end of the year, is hopefully slowly transition people over. I think that's probably what my goal is. It is hard. The idea of deleting all those videos is very hard. That's a lot of work over 5 years. You know, that's hard to let that go, but I'm going to have to let it go. Let's unalive YouTube. Next year, the fine will be in the billions. Probably. Deadass. Show Godzilla after 1954. It's kid friendly, but 1954 Godzilla is not. Yeah, can we clip your YouTube videos and put them on here? See, Twitch doesn't have an upload. Although I kind of see that changing in the next 6 months. After this news, Twitch might just be smart to put an upload button on their channels. Because if they do that, then people will jump ship real quick, I think. Watch all the big YouTubers get smacked with 10 plus fines. If they get upset, YouTube will definitely listen to them. Yeah. Thank you, Ivan. I appreciate that. YouTube should make a like pretty picture and hang. Hey man, my ISP discounted me. Just got back in. Posted on your page here. Thank you. I appreciate it. In discussion or etc. It would be smart for Twitch to take advantage of this. Yeah, it would be. Could you squeeze your own cheeks? We'll send money. Not tonight. Friday night, maybe. Depends how much money you send. It's got to start at least in triple digits if you want to see my cheeks squeezed. I greatly preferred YouTube, but this is ridiculous. Maybe you're right, and Twitch will be the big winner here. If they're smart. But Twitch wants to keep themselves established as a streaming service, so that's why I'm also doing the podcast. And plus the podcast will be so easily accessible to you guys, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I've already getting ready to get a new mic and stuff like that to try and improve the audio quality. Rob, what did you humans do this time? Oh, it's a big mess. Excuse Streets, I prefer clapping cheeks. Could do both. Unalive YouTube. Watch as YouTube content creators by the billions march to DC and have a march on the YouTube headquarters. Yeah, maybe. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to sit back and wait. I don't think the bigger channels are going to get affected. They generate too much revenue. YouTube's not going to want to lose them. You know, channels like PewDiePie and some of these bigger channels you watch, they're going to be exempt. They're not going to get caught up in this. Unless YouTube really wants to shift everything towards mainstream media outlets and channels like NBC and the late night shows and all that crap. Yes. But since I just got my SD card, so the next time I fly, I'll be able to record it better than I did. Because last time I recorded it from my phone, but it came out tiny. I don't know if you remember seeing that. So this time, I hope Jenna Marbles is exempt. Oh, God. So this time, when I put the SD card in, I'll be able to record the whole screen like normal. YouTube wants to become TV, so why not just watch the fucking TV? Well, some of it's not exactly their fault. The law is kind of forcing them into that direction. But, you know, some of it is as well. Some of their changes have caused this as well. So it's not just, you know. But it's a combination. It's a combination of both. It's the law and it's YouTube's policies. You know, they've already tried to change language. So certain words you can't say on your videos or you get demonetized. It's a form of censorship, actually, which is not good. It's not good. You know, a lot of people may not want to see it that way, or they may not experience it that way, but, you know. Good night. All right. Sure. So, anyway, what was I saying here? So, yeah, you know, it's just one of those things. You blame God for all this? No, it's not God's fault. He has nothing to do with it. They can get around the COPPA law pretty easy here. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, when the COPPA law does get to Twitch, it's going to be even worse there. But let me try and do what I can do over there before they get caught. But YouTube is a larger platform, so gonna have to get the violin guys from Titanic to play a goodbye song for my channel. I think COPPA has terminated Kinky Dora. Yeah, Kinky Dora is the first to go. Yeah, I did see the new Sonic trailer. It looks pretty good. Bernie Mac voice, fuck them kids. Oh, man. Oh, my God, that's funny. Let me head over to Twitch to give some love to you guys over there. Even though I got global chat up, but I can't see the emotes or anything like that you guys might be throwing up, so. All right, there I am. Oh, is it muted? Yes, it is. Okay, good. But I won't be up too much. I won't be on too much longer. This was just a stream to kind of talk about this and cover it. Am I going to stream tomorrow? No, tomorrow's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday, right? Yeah, I normally don't stream Wednesday. I normally don't stream Tuesdays, but with all the stuff that happened today, I felt like, all right, I want to talk about this and get some information out there, and also let people know my plans and things of that nature. He should be back on. Yeah, Thursday night I'll be back. Thursday night will be a simulcast stream, so it'll be like any other stream, like normal. But Friday, and I'll grab this now for the YouTube people, in case they're interested. Friday will be exclusively on Twitch. It's time to start building. It's time to start setting a foundation. And usually Fridays are my bigger streams. So Friday will be exclusively on Twitch. I will not be on YouTube on Friday. I'll be on Mixer and I'll be on DLive, but I will not be on YouTube. So just to give you guys a heads up. Roses are red. YouTube is a bitch. Twitch is our savior because YouTube has gone to shit. I'm going to be opening a Spotify account soon because that's where that's one of the places that my podcast is going to go. Now, real quick before I go, real quick information on the podcast. So the way it's going to work is I'm going to launch the podcast the last weekend of November. My birthday weekend. So we will have a big stream that Saturday night. I know a lot of you guys have been very generous. A lot of you guys donate, or you do super chats or whatever, and I appreciate that. And look, there are going to be options for that stuff. The most important thing for me, though, when the podcast launch, it'll be up on different platforms. It'll be up on Spotify. It'll be up on Apple and things of that nature. Apple is the number one platform for podcasts. And the first 48 to 72 hours of your podcast being up on Apple is very critical. They say if within the first 72 hours, if you get 15 reviews, and a lot of them are like 4 or 5 stars, then you get highlighted on new and noteworthy podcasts. That is where I'm going to need your help. Because when you're on new and noteworthy, you get noticed by audiences that are looking for stuff similar to whatever I tag my podcast as. So that is what this big stream is going to be that Saturday, is to really push the podcast on Apple. So basically, if I can get 15 to 20 of you guys on Saturday and Sunday to hop on to Apple Podcast and review the podcast. If you think it sucks and you don't want to give it 4 stars, then don't leave a review. But if you guys put up 4 to 5 star reviews in that first 48 to 72 hours, it propels the podcast into new and noteworthy. And new and noteworthy is where you want to be on Apple Apple iTunes podcast if you want to start reaching a new audience. My main host for the podcast will be Podbean, and I'm choosing Podbean because Podbean you can do video content, which is, I thought of it in such a way that this will be a good opportunity to still provide videos for those who come visit the podcast. So videos are not gone completely. The YouTube stuff is not gone completely, But I am going to start the transition. And I am going to use YouTube as a secondary or third kind of backup content upload. But I can't put all my stakes on YouTube anymore. It's just not possible. Then download it, James. That's all. Just download it. How hard is that? Or don't. Like I said, I only need like 15 or 20 people. You don't have to be one of them. It's okay if you don't want to download it. You have any dream guests for the podcast that you know you can definitely reach? No. I have to kind of get there first before I start going Joe Rogan level. It doesn't work that way. I'm not going to be able to just start a podcast and automatically get guests. You know, I have to, like I said, I'm starting from scratch. Can I ask you a question on The Mandalorian? Sure. Just keep in mind there might be some people here who haven't seen it that don't want spoilers, so keep that in mind before you ask. Rodong, the Flaming Kink. Let's shoot for 100 for the broadcast. Never go Rogan. Now, Kaiju, never. What are you going to talk about instead podcast? Whatever's relevant going into that weekend. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's still kind of early because we're not at the end of the month yet. Like, I don't want to record a podcast now and then upload it that weekend, and it has no relevance to what might be going on in entertainment that weekend. You understand what I mean? So I got to kind of wait till the week gets closer. I haven't seen it. Rob wore a hat today. Yeah. It's been cold. It's snowing. It snowed up here. The weather up here has been no joke. People keep talking about global warming. It is fucking freezing out here. It has never been this cold this early in New England. Never. Usually when January hits, that's when it gets brutal out here. But the end of October, early November, for it to be as cold as it's been, I mean, the other day we had like 21 degrees up in here. It's been brutal. And, you know, when you're balding, man, you'll see me without the hat again. Probably this week. Yeah, well, this ain't global warming, man. This is global cooling. Do you think, depending on what happens at the end of the series, it could have an impact on Rise of Skywalker? Nah, no, not at all. I don't think so. I can't see how that'd be possible. Because it's the same timeline, but they're years apart. Like, this show is based on after the Empire fell, whereas the current Star Wars trilogy is based on after. You know what I mean? So that's what global warming does. It makes the summers hotter and the winter cooler. So why is it called global warming and not like global warm cooling? It's not climate change. I know it's not climate change. I'm not a big believer in climate change either. I mean, the climate changes. I just don't think it's to the degree of apocalypse like they've been saying. Like, we're dying in 12 years. Yeah, I don't buy that shit. That's just me though. So, all right, guys, we're going to wrap it up tonight. I know this was a surprise stream out of nowhere, but again, I feel the need to address this because, like I said, I am changing this. I am shifting over. So, you know. All right, I'm not going to get into a global warming debate. If you believe in global warming to the extreme, that's fine. That's more than fine. I just don't believe in it to that extreme. Why no trust in science? Well, because nobody in science on either side is convinced. So when you have one side of science saying no and one side of science saying yes, why should I believe either one of them? So, you know, I like to see things from both sides, not just one. And one side says it's crazy and the climate change, and the other side says no. So I will, on the next couple of streams, Maycosp. I haven't opened the account yet. I haven't started setting things up yet. That's why I'm kind of giving myself a couple of weeks before I do. But believe me, once it's open and once it's ready to run, you're going to, believe me, the links are going to be all over the place. You're not going to miss it. So, all right, guys, that's it for tonight. We'll be back here Thursday night, and then we go from there. And, thank you all for the support. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And hopefully a lot of you guys decide to come over. That's all I can say. And if you don't, that's okay. Honestly, it's not, don't feel obligated. I am more than comfortable starting from scratch. Not a problem for me. But yeah, it would be nice to see some of you guys come over. So, all right, guys, that's it. Have a good night. Have a good rest of the week. And for those of you who are experiencing my kind of cold, stay warm. And for those of you who aren't, count your blessings. Say thank you to God or whoever you believe in. I don't give a shit. Yeah, this video is going to go up in a few minutes because I recorded it while I was streaming. So, all right, guys. See you Thursday night. And don't worry, everything that I plan on doing to move over, you guys are going to get all that information very soon. So don't worry. All right? Have a good one. See you guys Thursday.